Hey, I'm Sol. So, finals week as a fashion student is a lot different than finals week in any other, well, not any. Finals week as a fashion student is a lot different logistically than in most other majors because instead of a final exam, I have final projects. I did two dresses for finals week, but this is going to be my first video because this was honestly kind of the easier one technically. Let me give you the rundown a little bit. So this was my first attempt at a conceptual design. So I tried to go for depression because we had to pick a problem and I was like, well, that's something I can kind of relate to. Um, but let's not talk about that. So with this piece, I really just wanted to I wanted to have the duality of from the front, it looks kind of plain and simple, but from the back, it's like, oh, something's amiss. I'm gonna try to edit things. We'll see, it's my first time. So this is my design. Um, Honestly, went through a few phases because at first my design was not very conceptual, which I can honestly just kind of show you. So, um, my original designs for this were not optimal in the slightest. They were much too simple. So these are the designs that I had. Um, not conceptual enough. So my professor told me to kind of just push it more. So, here's one of the designs that I ended up with, and then here's the other two. You can probably guess which one I actually went to, especially if you saw, the front of it. I went with what I first called my lily dress. However, I changed the name to maintain. So this piece has a lot of serging and also cover stitching, which are both machines that aren't easily accessible. So I had to make a lot of reservations through my university to be able to use a serger reliably, and then I just kind of had to hope for the cover stitch because there's only one in the whole university. So let me kind of walk you through what I did. Well, I will say now it is not a tutorial. This is me just showing you what happened. And sorry if my voice is a little bit hoarse. I was a little bit sick a little while ago. I was a little bit sick while making this, so cheers. Oh, that's still piping hot. Oh, and also if you want to see how my mock-up ended up, I did make a little short. I also put it on my TikTok, but um yeah, the muslin for this was a hot mess for so many reasons. Primarily you're gonna find that fit is a big issue I have with this because this was my first ever knit dress that I've ever made using. I'm not saying that I knitted this from hand. I used knit fabric just to put that out there because I also crochet. I know there's a big difference. But fit is an issue that I have with stretch because, well, my muslin was a lot more stretchy than my final fabric, which is something you should not do because it's not great.
Okay, so first I had to start out with my patterning. Now, I already had all my patterns done from doing my muslin pattern, so this is honestly just kind of cutting things out. And now, so it'll probably look like it's all the same day that I'm doing all this serging, but all this serging in total took about 3 days. And this was what my dress was looking like after a few hours of working on this. I have the side seams. These are the seams that I had patterned for now. The center back, I needed to take in so much because look at how baggy it is. This does not look good. I need to add more. I need to just take in a lot more because look at how saggy she is. She's looking sad. And I don't like a sad. So I went back to the surgery. Oh, and also while I was out walking to get some lunch, I found a squirrel. Is this common on campus? Yes, but look at her. She got so close. Oh my god. Like, hi, little squirrely. But then I had to go back. This was the next day. So that's why I have a bit of an outfit change. But yeah, this was an impulsive thought of searching some applique thingies. Now, I'll say the thing that was the biggest pain in my butt was these sleeves. Like the main bodice, that was easy work, lightweight. These sleeves. So, part of the assignment, I had to prove that I knew how to set in some elastic. So I put in some useless elastic. Like, this honestly has no real purpose. But I had to do it for the grade. And here I am surging once again. Honestly, I thought I was gonna go insane. Luckily, I had a pretty good view outside. So at least that kept me sane while I was doing all of this manual labor. And if anyone ever tells you don't use pins when you're searching, don't listen to them because I would have died. I'm really hoping today is the last day I'm working on my knit dress. I hate it. I don't hate it, but it's so annoying because with the knit dress, I have to use specific machines. A serger, which my serger decided to die literally at the start of this project. And then also a cover stitch, which I do not own personally. And there's only one that works in the entire college right now. So today I have to do all the cover stitching, either today or tonight. Well, I have to do it today because tomorrow I have a bunch of commitments that I have to do. So if I don't make this today, I'm screwed. Like, I'm royally screwed. I came to campus 40 minutes early, so I'll be able to get in the actual studio room early. So hopefully that means that I'll be able to be the first one to use the machine because yeah. Guess who got there first? Now, in all honesty, I was not able to start when I first got there. I had to spend about an hour futzing with this machine because it's had literally the entire major using this singular machine, and she was difficult. But here's what my dress looks like after serging and doing all my cover stitches. And look at her. I love this side. And the sleeve, look at this under. No, but seriously, under the sleeve, I feel like that's almost a work of art right there. And I added a center seam to be able to take it in more without, because I ran out of fabric. I'm gonna be honest, I ran out of fabric. I was not about to buy more fabric for this. And here I had to hand tack this braid on, which took about an hour all of its own. Like, I swear, the hand sewing took so much longer than the serging did. But it was so worth it, and was I just gossiping with my friends as I was doing this in the classroom? Definitely. Like, what else are you supposed to do when you're hand sewing for a gazillion years other than talk some chisme, you know? Not that I'm going to tell any of you. That's none of your business. But yeah, I swear, this took 1,000,001 years. Now, here's where a big debate happened in my mind because I couldn't tell if I just liked having just the braid. Because look, she's iconic, she's a slave, she's simple. However, I felt like it just needed a little bit more, you know? So then I had this second braid. And so from the front, it looks like it's just on the arms. However, it's connected. It looks like a chain. And isn't she so cute like that? Like, But I honestly could not decide for the life of me if I liked it because I didn't know if this felt too evocative and took away from, the neck part looking like a. So. So I decided to do a poll, and there was definitely a clear winner. Also, this is Nova, by the way. She's a sweetheart. She's my baby, and I love her. But yeah, the people really loved having the chains. And here she is in all of her glory. I gotta say, this turned out so pretty. Look at her. Like, oh my god. I'm just gonna play some music so y'all can appreciate her.
All right, so in total, that dress took me 9 hours to do of straight work. If that sounds like a lot, you should you should watch my next video where it is more than twice of that. This project was a lot because of just I have a home serger. My home serger decided to quit right when I was actually making my muslin, but that's fine. So let's talk about the good and the bad of my project. So some of the good things that I got, the fit was actually a lot better than my muslin was. Now, did the fit still need to be adjusted a little bit? Yes. I could have taken in probably a quarter of an inch from a few of the seams, but which is a lot. So when you're sewing gathers, even when you're just setting in a sleeve, you should use 2 to 3 gather stitches, which is just those long stitches you do. And then you pull it and everything. But because I decided to be a bit lazy, I ended up only doing one, at least for the kind of side princess seam part of it. It's kind of hard to describe some of the pieces. The pattern pieces actually ended up looking kind of like shrimp, weirdly enough. But anyways, so I should have done 2 to 3 gather stitches. My professor told me that. And I kind of knew because the gathers weren't evenly distributed at all. On one side of them, it kind of got warped. But that's something I can improve on. That's a very easy fix. That's just on me. Again, patterning was a difficulty. So, oh, and if you didn't realize, I made the pattern for that. In fashion, after a certain point, you're just making your own patterns for everything. So I had to do that myself. Any fit issue was on me, which I totally take. It's fine. Things that I really liked about it though, I really love how I did the braid appliques and how I serged the sides in a black thread. I used only black thread even though the dress itself is white because I thought it honestly looked really good. I really liked how the black would kind of creep out and it would really, in my brain, I'm like, oh yeah, it's like the dark thoughts, the intrusive thoughts that you get when you have depression and everything. So I'm really glad that I serge seamed the edges with black because it really does just emphasize the whole look at this part and this is the key. As you saw, I debated whether or not to have the chains on the arms. So this was a big debate in my brain because I was scared that it would take away from the necklace. The if you know the back to school necklace, which is kind of implied through the neck braid that ends in a long tail. So if you're wondering what that is, it is a reference to it's a reference to things I can't say on the internet. And I'm really glad that I ended up putting on the chains because I really think that it kind of shows how it shows how having mental illnesses like depression, it really does feel like you're being held back, that you have to control yourself. You control yourself a lot. And I really wanted to get that across. And even when I put a model on, even when I had a model put it on, I had to help them put it on and take it off because the chain made it a bit difficult arm wise. So, but it's fine. My model is fine. It's fine. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with how it ended up looking. I'm really glad that I stuck with the fully white. Now, was it also a budget thing reason why I did that? Yes. But I honestly really love how it was because it was pure white with the black serging, it really stuck out because pure white is such an unnatural color in my brain. Because if you go out in the wild, you're not going to find anything that's pure white simply because dirt exists. Pure white is such a manufactured color. And in my experience of having depression, I feel like a lot of my interactions feel very manufactured and I have to adjust myself. That's also why it's called maintain. In general, I'm really glad with this design. Again, there was some issues that I will have to fix because this is a pattern I made. It's not great. It's not the best. But for having done 2 dresses in the span of a week, I think I did pretty good. So stick around if you want to see the other dress. I'll be posting that maybe in a week. I don't know. We'll see. If you want to follow along, I'm here. I am a stressed out, caffeine addicted fashion student. My poison of choice is creamer with a side of coffee and Monster Energies, which, yeah, I can't guarantee any kind of posting schedule. I'm still new to this, but I can guarantee at least 2 more videos because they're kind of already in the works. One is the aforementioned second dress of finals week. The other is gonna be interesting, so stay tuned for that.